It's time to expand your mind. Here are 50 amazing facts to blow your mind. The Earth has a heartbeat every 26 seconds. Scientists have detected a rhythmic microseismic pulse emanating from the ocean approximately every 26 seconds, though its exact origin remains a mystery. In 1980, the BBC announced as an April Fool's joke that London's iconic Big Ben would be replaced with a digital display and renamed Digital Dave. Renowned chef Anthony Bourdain regarded the animated film Ratatouille as simply the best food movie ever made, appreciating its accurate depiction of kitchen life. In 1567, Tito Cusi Yupanqui, an Inca ruler, wrote a former letter to King Philip II of Spain, detailing the invasion by Spanish soldiers and seeking recognition of his sovereignty based on Spanish laws and Christian morals. After being captured by England, King John II of France was released to raise his ransom while his son remained a hostage. When his son escaped, John voluntarily returned to captivity, stating if good faith were banned from the earth, she ought to find asylum in the hearts of kings. John Ratcliffe, the governor of Jamestown and depicted as the villain in Disney's Pocahontas, met a horrific end when he was captured, a couple other things happened, and finally executed by being skinned alive by indigenous people. The distinctive black tear marks on a cheetah's face help draw sunlight away from their eyes, aiding in hunting during bright daylight. Heart attack symptoms can vary significantly between men and women, with women more likely to experience shortness of breath, nausea, and back or jaw pain. While filming John Wick 4, Keanu Reeves gifted stunt performers customized t-shirts including how many times they died in the film, with some receiving over 20. He also gave his personal stunt team custom Rolex Submariner watches as a token of his appreciation. The Crimean War popularized facial hair in Victorian times, as many soldiers grew beards and mustaches to keep warm during the conflict. Following Germany's 7-1 victory over Brazil in the 2014 World Cup, The Hub requested users to stop uploading highlights of the match to the site. There's a fallacy called the Mott and Bailey fallacy. This deceptive argument technique involves presenting a controversial claim, the Bailey, and when challenged, retreating to a more defensible claim, the Mott, then returning to the original claim as if it were proven. The very first Who Wants to Be a Millionaire winner made a bold move. The very first top prize winner on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire used his only lifeline, phone a friend, not to seek help, but to inform his father that he was about to become a millionaire. It's a pretty famous clip, it's on YouTube, you should look it up. Male gorillas babysitting increases reproductive success. In fact, a 2018 study found that male gorillas who engaged in babysitting duties sired over 5 times more offspring than those who avoided childcare. Sustaining a filibuster in US political history has involved tactics such as reading the phone book, reciting recipes, and in one instance, restraining a senator from throwing a brass spittoon at a colleague. In 1978, a 30-person hostage situation in Melbourne was resolved when the perpetrator's mother stormed in, hit him over the head with her handbag, and told him to stop being so stupid. In 1355, King Alfonso IV of Portugal had his son Pedro's mistress, Inés de Castro, executed. When Pedro became king, he had her killers' hearts publicly ripped out, declaring that they had pulverized his own. In 1919, Britain's most remote colony, Tristan da Cunha, learned that World War I had both started and ended, having not been resupplied for 10 years. In World War II, Germany had a V3 supergun project. Germany constructed an underground fortress in France to house V3 superguns, capable of firing at London from 103 miles away, with a potential rate at 60 rounds per hour. Scientists have created a new form of ice called superionic ice, which exists at both solid and liquid states simultaneously. Oscar winners are forbidden from selling or disposing of their trophies without first offering them to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences for $1. Mountain goats are actually antelopes. Despite their name, mountain goats are not true goats, but are more closely related to antelopes. Wasps help prevent the destruction of $417 billion worth of crops from insect pests annually, surpassing the value of insect pollination. In 1993, a 12-year-old boy named William Gadori from Canada theorized that Mayan cities were aligned with star constellations. Using satellite imagery and his star maps, he pinpointed the location of what appeared to be a previously undiscovered Mayan city hidden in the Mexican jungle, earning praise from scientists around the world. Edgar Allan Poe had an eerie prediction. In 1838, Edgar Allan Poe wrote a novel where shipwrecked survivors drew lots to decide who would be eaten. The character who was lost was named Richard Parker. In a chilling twist, 46 years later, a real shipwreck occurred where the survivors killed and ate a cabin boy named Richard Parker. Before becoming president, Abraham Lincoln was an accomplished wrestler. He only lost one out of about 300 matches and was inducted into the Wrestling Hall of Fame. Banana plants are technically herbs. While most people think bananas are fruit trees, the banana plant is actually the world's largest herb. The Eiffel Tower actually grows taller in the summertime. Due to thermal expansion, the Eiffel Tower can grow more than 6 inches taller in the heat of summer. Goodyear blimps are registered aircraft. The iconic Goodyear blimps are registered with the FAA as official aircraft and even have tail numbers like commercial planes. There's a man who once sued himself and won. In 1996, a man in Kentucky accidentally shot himself while trying to sue his landlord. He filed a lawsuit against himself for negligence, then collected the insurance money, which his insurance company refused to pay once they realized what he did. Octopuses have 3 hearts. 2 pump blood to the gills and 1 pumps it to the rest of the body. When they swim, the heart that pumps to the body actually stops beating. Sharks are older than trees. Sharks have existed for over 400 million years, which means that they've been around longer than trees, which showed up around 350 million years ago. Speaking of sharks, vending machines kill more people than sharks. Statistically, vending machines are responsible for more annual deaths than shark attacks, mainly due to people shaking or tipping them over. A day on Venus is longer than its year. Venus takes about 243 Earth days to rotate once, but only 225 Earth days to orbit the Sun, making a single day longer than its entire year. Your stomach lining regenerates every few days. To prevent being digested by your own stomach acid, the lining of your stomach is replaced every 3 to 4 days. Wombats have incredibly unique intestines that allow them to produce cube-shaped poopies, which helps them stay in place and mark their territory. Penguins propose with pebbles. Male Gen 2 penguins will often search for the smoothest, most perfect pebble to offer a female. If she accepts it, they become mates. Napoleon was once attacked by bunnies. During a rabbit hunt organized by Napoleon Bonaparte, the organizers accidentally released tame farm-raised rabbits instead of wild ones. The rabbits swarmed Napoleon thinking it was feeding time. The record for the longest time between the birth of twins is 87 days. One was born premature, and the doctors kept the other in the womb as long as possible to give it a better chance at survival. There's a species of jellyfish that's basically immortal. The Turritopsis dohrnii, also known as the immortal jellyfish, can revert its cells to an earlier stage and start its life cycle all over again. Oxford University is older than the Aztec Empire. Teaching began at Oxford as early as 1096. The Aztec civilization, by contrast, started around the 14th century. You can actually hear rhubarb grow. Rhubarb stalks can grow so quickly that during the rhubarb forcing process, they make popping and creaking noises that you can actually hear in quiet fields. Cows have best friends and get stressed when separated. Studies show cows form close bonds and become visibly distressed when they're separated from their favorite companion. Butterflies can taste with their feet. When butterflies land on plants, their feet help them taste if it's the right kind of plant for laying eggs. The dot over a lowercase I has a name. It's called a tittle. Don't laugh. It also applies to the dot over the lowercase j. Scotland's national animal is the unicorn. In a display of whimsical pride, Scotland's official national animal is a unicorn, chosen for its symbolism of purity and power. A cloud can weigh over 1 million pounds. In fact, the average cumulus cloud weighs about 1.1 million pounds due to the water droplets packed inside of it, but it floats because the air beneath it is denser. The word factoid originally meant false. Coined by Norman Mailer, a factoid was originally defined as a piece of false information presented as fact. Over time, it evolved to just mean a small or trivial fact. The moon smells like gunpowder. Astronauts returning from moonwalks reported that their suits smelled like spent gunpowder, most likely due to the lunar dust interacting with oxygen. The shortest war in history lasted just 38 minutes. The Anglo-Zanzibar War of 1896 holds the record for the shortest war in history, ending in just 38 minutes after British forces bombarded the Zanzibari palace. And that's it. If your brain feels just a little bit heavier now, mission accomplished. Thank you for tuning in, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching.